Your videos are improving in structure and clarity, or even delivery. You are starting to get clearer on who you're speaking to, your audience. You're more consistent, showing up even when it's hard, even when you don't want to. You're experimenting and learning what works for you. Invisible progress. You feel like you're failing on YouTube, but what if you're just inches away from a breakthrough? Today, I'm going to be talking about what I call invisible progress that no one talks about. I'll show you how to spot the hidden signs of growth and why they matter more than your subscriber count, even if your numbers don't show it. Even when the numbers say you're stuck. You don't want to quit before you watch this, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what signs to look for, and you're going to walk away with a fresh perspective on your journey on YouTube. A perspective that keeps you moving forward even when your numbers don't. I'm Christy, and this is the last video of a 3-part series where I compare my YouTube journey to being stuck in traffic. Today, I'm going to dive in a little deeper on this particular topic of invisible progress because I know how important it is, and I know how essential it is to remind ourselves of the invisible progress that we're making on YouTube. It's going to keep us going. I know how exhausting it is to keep showing up on YouTube day in, day out. Do your topic research, create your script, film, edit, and then hit that post button, and then nothing. Crickets. No views for the first hours, or maybe 5-6 views for the first day. I know it's exhausting. You see almost no growth, if at all. So you start wondering, am I wasting my time? Why am I even doing this? Is it even worth it? Will I ever get anywhere with this journey? Why does it feel like everyone else is advancing, but I'm still stagnated? Even though you pour your heart in your videos. You hear others talk about how easy it is to grow on YouTube if you do the right things. So you follow their tips and still nothing. Which makes you wonder, what's wrong with me? Am I just not cut out for this? It feels like a rejection. It feels personal, like you're being rejected by the almighty algorithm of YouTube. But let me tell you something. Growth on YouTube is not a straight line, and it's not consistent. There's ups and downs. There's excitement, there's joy, and then there's depression, there's disappointment. Unpredictable and full of surprises, but it's also full of invisible growth that no one sees or even talks about. Now, I want you to think about this. Every single YouTuber that you love and admire started off with 0 subscribers, very slow growth. And oftentimes they did this for months or even years before they started getting any major traction. But here's what most YouTube creators are doing without even realizing it, or maybe they do. They're learning to find their authentic voice on camera. They're also learning about their audience, what resonates or doesn't with their audience. And while they're doing that, they're building small clusters of viewers who will become their community, a loyal community that's there to watch, engage, and support. They're also training the algorithm and teaching it about who they are, what the channel is all about, and who their target audience is. This way, the algorithm will gather all this information and will understand at some point who to send their videos to. At this point, I feel like oftentimes the algorithm hasn't picked up on who I am yet or what my channel is about. When I look in my analytics, where you have the trend tab, I go in there and I see videos that have nothing to do with my niche. They're more about relationships or how to handle a girl when she says no, or I don't know, things like that. That I look at that, I say, what does this have to do with my niche? And you know what? That tells me a lot. That tells me that YouTube still doesn't understand who my channel is for, who my videos are for. It's a work in progress. And I believe that as we go through this journey, we're going to understand more about who our audience is and what they want to watch. And the moment that we start creating content that our audience wants to watch, or when we create content that solves a problem for certain people, that's when we start getting more traction. So these are real progress markers. But hey, they don't show up in your analytics right away, do they? Nah. And you know what? This reminds me of instant gratification. I've made a video about this a while ago because in today's world, with all the social media influencers, all we hear about is, oh, I started my YouTube 24 hours ago, or a week or two ago, or a month ago, and now I'm monetized. When we see these things, we're being trained to believe that the moment you do something, the moment you put yourself out there, you're going to get results. that's not the case for most of us, especially for those of us who are beginners, who are starting from scratch, who don't have a lot of experience in the social media world. So here's how you know if you're on the right track, even if your progress is slow. First of all, check on your view duration. If your view duration is increasing, even by seconds, for every video or generally on your content, you're on the right track. You're doing something there. Every second counts for invisible progress. Another thing, you're getting comments from people you don't even know in real life. I still remember the first time I got my comment from a complete stranger who has now become a part of my community and who engages on my videos. It was so exciting. I was like, wow, somebody actually saw my video and took the time to watch it and appreciated it enough to leave a comment. It's very, very rewarding. Another thing you should take the time to appreciate is the fact that your own videos look and sound so much better than they did a month, 2 months ago, or a few months ago when you first started. And you'll see, you're going to say, wow, I can't believe I was this cringy. I can't believe the light was horrible. I know, I still remember. And you'll appreciate all the growth that you've attained so far. And that, my friend, is another sign of your invisible growth, success. Another invisible growth sign is the fact that you're learning what resonates with you best, what type of videos you enjoy creating, and you feel comfortable. You're finding your voice. Now, granted, this isn't just about you. This isn't just about me. When I create content, I'm creating content for the viewer first, for you first, not for me. But if you're creating content that you don't enjoy, it's not going to be sustainable. You won't be able to do it for long. And even if you did, you might not even be enthusiastic about it. And it's going to show. So naturally, the more you create, you film, and you post, the more you're going to learn about what is your voice. So you're learning to find your voice. And let's not forget something super important. By constantly posting, you are learning to be consistent on YouTube. Yes, the big consistency monster that everyone talks about, that is essential for your growth on YouTube. When you constantly post, it becomes a part of your routine, like brushing your teeth, like having lunch or breakfast. So I think that goes without saying, but hey, I needed to mention it. These are actually things that most new creators ignore, but you know what? They are your building blocks for later. They are your way to success. So don't take anything for granted, and please compare yourself only to yourself, only to how you used to be a month or 2 or 3 ago. Never to others, because your journey is very different than anyone else's. Acknowledge how far you've come, take pride in that, and celebrate it. Every single little win, every single view, every single subscriber, every single skill that you're picking up along your way in this journey called YouTube. Because you know what? Some of the most important growth is invisible, especially at the beginning of your journey. You know, when we want to build a building, we don't just go and start piling bricks. We have to dig first. We have to build a foundation, and that foundation is invisible. When people look at the building that's already built, they don't see the foundation. They know it's there, though. Everyone knows that. That's a fact of life. So now tell me, which of these invisible progress wins have you attained? Are you getting better on camera? Are you becoming a better storyteller? Or are you maybe connecting deeper with yourself and with your journey, your mission? How about, are you growing as a person inside? Are you feeding your soul? Are you feeding your mind? Start tracking your internal wins. I bet you're also more comfortable on camera than you ever were. I bet you speak way more confidently now than you did a few months ago or when you first started. Or maybe you have more clarity on your audience, who your audience is, than you ever did before. But don't be stuck in this for long, because this one is a little harder to attain, and it's very gradual. For some people, it's more obvious than others. I started off being super clear on who my target audience is, but then I lost it along the way because I'm not sure that's the audience that I'm supposed to be speaking to at this point. But that's okay. I'm not going to be too hard on myself, and I'm going one step at a time, one day at a time, appreciating every single success I'm having, even when it's invisible. But here's a big one. I'm sure that by now you're such a good editor, or at least you're way better than when you started off. See, when I started, editing was a humongous monster for me. It was the thing that scared me the most about YouTube. And I'm not saying I've become a pro editor right now, but I've come a long way. I'm not scared of it. Yes, it's still very time consuming. And yes, I'm considering some sort of a software or an app that's going to help me edit faster. But for now, I'm proud and I'm happy of the editing skills I've got developed in just a few months. So don't take these for granted. Don't think that they're nothing. You've come a long way, my friend. You've come a long, long way. So listen, detours, slow phases, invisible progress. These are not signs that you're failing. These are signs that you're progressing. These are signs that you are evolving, you're growing, you're learning. You're becoming a new person in so many ways. Because let me tell you, and maybe you've noticed it for yourselves, people on YouTube are not always the most talented or confident or even the most skilled. But what differentiates them is the fact that they are the ones who don't give up, who don't walk away when the going gets tough, when they feel like they're not making progress, or when they don't see the success that they want. Disclaimer, by no means am I saying that YouTube doesn't require strategy and that by you simply sticking around and doing this for years, that's your ticket to success. But what I am saying is that if you give up, you'll never have a chance to succeed. Comment below and tell me, what invisible progress have you noticed? I'm sure you have plenty. And if you're feeling stuck, make sure to watch the first 2 videos of this series. It might just help you see things from a different perspective. I know you're tired. I feel you. I've been there. I still am. I have my ups and downs like everyone else. But hey, I have faith in you. You know why? Not because I know you. Of course, duh, I don't know you. But I have faith in you because you started YouTube and because you're still here. If you're watching this video, it means you're still trying. You haven't given up. I believe in you because of that. And you believe in yourself too because you're still trying. So give yourself some credit. Modify when needed. Pivot if you must. But don't give up. And never forget your why you started YouTube, because that's what's going to keep you going over the long run. So you may feel stuck right now, but please don't give up because you might be closer than you think. And don't forget to leave a comment and tell us what's the one thing that you've improved on, or maybe it's multiple things that no one else sees. What's your invisible growth? If you found this video helpful, make sure to watch this whole series. I'm going to put them in a playlist together because I created it just for you. And it came out of nowhere. Like I mentioned in my first video, I got inspired while I was stuck in traffic and it just hit me. I need to create these series because you know what? Sometimes reflecting on where you've come from helps you to see your next step more clearly. Subscribe if you haven't. What are you waiting for? Click the like button. Leave a comment. Go watch my other videos if you haven't. I'll see you on the next one.